In Chapter 29 of Yoga Vasistha, today we will discuss topics such as the world cycle and its navel, non-doership, the metaphor of the sun, non-attachment of karma, the slavery of ego as hell, etc. O Rama, today we are stepping directly into the ultimate unraveling of reality itself. Imagine sitting right here with me in a serene forest hermitage, listening closely as I guide you through this explainer of absolute cosmic truth.
Here is our path of awakening today. First, the world cycle and navel. Second, the illusion of physical death. Third, the principle of non-doership. Fourth, action like the sun. Fifth, slavery to the ego. And finally, a summary of Canto 29.
Let's dive right into Section 1, World Cycle and Navel.
Quoting verses 5 through 7 of this incredible text, I offer you the literal English translation. The world cycle has no independent creator. It doesn't actually exist out there on its own. Rather, it spins outwardly from the mind's own projections. The universe is a continuous mental cycle, a vast, complex stream fueled entirely by our internal states.
Understanding the Sanskrit concept of nabi reveals a deeply profound philosophical truth. Nabi literally means navel, or hub. Think of it as the central axis of a spinning wheel. The universe is entirely tethered to our own conscious awareness. It all emanates from this central point of mental projection. The physical world is just the outer rim of this spinning wheel, and your mind is the hub.
I will now share the profound realization known as the rest of knowledge. You see, as long as the mind spins, the universe of suffering spins right along with it. True cosmic peace, the ultimate rest of knowledge, is found only when this endless outward spinning ceases completely. Stopping this mental spinning allows you to transcend the entire world cycle and rest in absolute, unwavering self-knowledge. When the mind is quiet, the illusion simply dissolves.
Moving on to Section 2, Illusion of Physical Death. We constantly fear the end of the biological body, don't we? But shedding the mortal body like an old garment means absolutely nothing if your mind remains bound in the chains of ignorance. If the navi, that navel of your desires and attachments, is still spinning, you will simply project a new reality, manifest a new body, and continue suffering. Mental bondage is the true endless cycle. Physical death is merely a wardrobe change for a bound mind.
This brings us to Section 3, Principle of Non-Doership.
Looking at verse 35, I directly translate the principle of non-doership for your practical application. It states that true, pure action unfolds naturally when the mind is entirely free from the illusion of being the doer. This reveals the tremendous spiritual significance of acting without the internal friction of personal ego. You must act, O Rama, but you absolutely must not claim the action.
I need to define this Sanskrit term clearly so you understand the trap. Ahankara is the doer's mind. It's the ego. It is that voice inside that falsely claims ownership over natural cosmic actions. It constantly says, I did this, I achieved this, or I failed at this. Ahankara tricks you into believing you are the creator and owner of your karma, which binds you immediately to the results of those actions.
Think about the trapped state of the doer's mind. Because it is so attached to outcomes, it rides an endless emotional roller coaster bound entirely by karma. In stark contrast, the non-doer's mind remains perfectly peaceful. You can perform all your royal duties, fight epic battles, and rule kingdoms, yet remain entirely liberated if you simply drop the ahankara.
Let's explore how to achieve that in Section 4, Action like the Sun. I recite verse 37 here to impart the metaphor of the sun, which perfectly encapsulates the yoga of non-attachment in action. Just think about the sun. It shines upon everything, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. It is attached to none of it, yet it causes immense life and growth without a single drop of personal intention.
To embody the sun, you must follow this path. First, shine naturally on all things, perform your duties fully. Second, remain completely unattached to the outcomes. Third, foster immense growth without personal intention. Just as modern science shows the sun effortlessly causing life to bloom without any conscious desire for a reward, you too must execute your worldly duties. You bring warmth and light to the world, but you never ever seek a personal return on your investment.
We now face a severe warning in Section 5, Slavery to the Ego.
Quoting verse 40, the literal meaning is stark and uncompromising. To be bound by the chains of the ego is to reside in the truest, most agonizing form of hell. Hell is not some fiery pit awaiting you in the afterlife. No, hell is right now, in the mind, when you are completely enslaved by your own ahankara.
Philosophically, this trap is absolute. The ego binds the mind to false realities. It creates a constant state of lacking, fueling unnecessary suffering and endless desires that can never truly be quenched. It is the only true obstacle to absolute self-knowledge. The agonizing psychological state of being completely chained to your ego, constantly worrying about your status, your pride, your achievements, that is the literal definition of a living hell.
Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Summary of Canto 29.
I urge you to take these practical, life-useful teachings to heart. Recognize that the cosmic illusion is born from the nabi, the navel of your own mind. Conquer the fear of death, for it means nothing if the mind is not free. Embrace non-doership to step completely off the wheel of karma. Act fiercely and gracefully with the perfect detachment of the sun. And above all else, liberate yourself from the hellish slavery of the ego. I leave you with this final, provocative thought to ignite your inner awakening. The choice is entirely yours. Will you act like the sun or remain a slave to the ego? Will you step fully into eternal liberation or continue to be bound by an illusion of your own making? Reflect deeply on this, Rama, and let the truth of Yoga Vasistha set you completely free.